Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to anybody who was here before. I had to take a second and step away and tend to my son, but welcome back, any postpartum moms who were in the live before. As you guys are scrolling and kind of tuning in with the chat, I want to start off again. Hey, Harmony, how are you, mama? I want to start off again with, hey, it's Q. How are you, ladies? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys, I am, as always, going to do my very best to greet everybody as they come in. I'm talking to you, TikTok, and I'm also talking to TikTok, YouTube. Hey, Angela75, how are you, honey? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What are you guys up to? I was trying to catch y'all while he was down for his cat nap, but he woke up literally right before I started the live, so baby boy is going to be joining us. Hey, Tamila, mama, how are you? Tamila is fresh out. I think at this point, Tamila is maybe 9 days postpartum. How are you and baby doing? Good afternoon, mama. I wanted to start this live the way that I did. I'm doing good, honey. Thank you so much for asking. Again, Tamila, I'm just going back and forth between YouTube and TikTok. So y'all just excuse my eyes if they're going from screen to screen. What I was doing earlier today, there was a post online just asking, you know, postpartum moms how y'all are doing. And we got quite a few comments, so I want to continue this. It's Keith said she just fed the kids. I know it's about lunchtime, right? What city are you in? What we did with the other live was we started off by shouting out some of the moms who shared some of their current postpartum experience. So I kind of want to lead this live doing the same thing. Teresita, hello, hello, welcome, welcome. And Tamila's girls are doing good. And then as soon as I get through some of these comments, I'm going to tap in with you guys. But in the meantime, y'all feel free to tap in. Let me know how your day is going. Let me know how baby is doing. If you're postpartum, if you're pregnant, if you're not pregnant or postpartum, if you're thinking about having a baby, if you're not, if you're just strolling through, y'all share with me what's going on with y'all. Share what city you're tapping in from, and I'm gonna get into these comments. Hey, Liz and Tashelle, welcome, ladies. Thank you guys so much for being here. So for anybody just joining, I'm gonna read about 10 comments from YouTube on these responses that I got from some postpartum moms and how they're doing. And the point of that is to make sure that these ladies are heard, because they did share something very personal about their postpartum experience, and also to tap in with you guys on TikTok and YouTube and let y'all know that a lot of the things that we experience postpartum is very common, and it's happening we're all experiencing it on some level in our own way. And also there's so much of it that's relatable, right? Sometimes we can feel really alone when we're going through postpartum, especially if, you know, you're at the house with the baby by yourself a lot, if your spouse is at work, or if you don't have a village. Or even if you, here, Papa. Even if you do have a village, sometimes it can still feel really lonely when you're going through postpartum. So let's get to some of these some of these comments. Right now, the last one that we were on was Sanaya E. Ali, and I want to read hers again. She said, literally every day is a survival, and I am a stay-at-home mom. But since our expenses are going out of hand, I think I have to find a job. So we have a stay-at-home mom here who's experiencing, you know, some of the realities of this economy, and she's finding herself in a position where she has to go out and look for another job. And what that's going to do is create another expense in your household, right? Because now you have to find daycare because you're at work, dad is at work, and now the kids need daycare. And not only is it just about finding daycare, the children are accustomed to having her at home with them. So I want to shout out this family because that's definitely a big transition to undergo. And then we have Mortal Queen. She says, I'm not postpartum yet, but she's 31 weeks pregnant with her 5th child, dreading C-section recovery with 2 toddlers at home. So we shouted out this mom on the last live. I think she was actually the last one. But she's 31 weeks pregnant with her 5th baby, and she has 2 toddlers at home. So are there any other moms out there that are coming home postpartum and you have a toddler at home, or maybe you have 2 under 2 or 3 under 2, and that's something really hard to navigate when you have a C-section scar, because you're supposed to come home and take it easy, not lift anything, not do certain activities, but you have to come home with your newborn and tend to your toddlers or your other children. So shout out to all the C-section moms who are figuring out how to navigate coming home and juggling baby and their other responsibilities. Okay. I know. Yeah. My son has a lot of chest and nasal congestion, y'all, so he's having a little bit of a struggle with his bottle feeding and his breathing and sleeping at night. All right, y'all, so let me just give him a quick little burp. But let me touch base with you guys. We also had some ladies come in the chat this morning. Yes, baby. Come in the chat this morning and shared that they were experiencing losses. We had 3 moms come in. One mom had just lost her mother, and I think she was maybe a couple months postpartum. We had another mom check in. She was about 8 months postpartum. She lost her grandmother. Okay. And then we had a 3rd mom check in who had lost grandmother and mother. So if there's anybody in the chat that's also... Okay, look. Look. I myself, something that I'm trying to navigate and learn how to balance is doing social media with my kids. So I usually do, just to kind of go off on a tangent, I usually do shorts, right? I'm able to kind of record, but I really want to get into my lives, and I can't always depend on not having an active baby or having my toddler occupied. So I kind of have to figure out how to navigate and balance being on live with you guys and having my baby in my hand. So that's something that I'm balancing as a mom. I see you and I hear you. All right, I might have to pause and hop back on later. I don't know, he might still be sleepy. All right, Papa. Yes, Papa. We're just dealing with a little bit of chest congestion and nasal congestion. And that's also, we had a mom come in earlier and mention Frida Mom's Vicks. So if any of you moms are looking for a Vicks option, we did have a mom recommend Frida Mom's Vicks, and I'm currently using the Frida Nose Snot Sucker for him because he does have a lot of congestion. But again, just wanted to shout out a few of those moms, and I'll get back to those comments in just a second, y'all. But feel free to share if you're having any experiences with C-section or if you're a mom with multiple children. And I'm giving him eye contact right now because, you know, that helps them feel seen. And he's really locked in, so I don't want to look up at the screen. But if you're a mom and you're juggling 2 under 2, or if you have twins, we've had a... Yes, Papa. We've had a few moms tap in here and there, you know, just having twins and then having to go home with their twins and maybe a toddler at home. So you guys, everybody is out here having a different experience as a mom, as a parent, different household dynamics, all of that stuff. Y'all share with me what your experiences are. I'm going to do my very best to read a few of these comments. Hey, Esther, I see you, Mama. A few of these comments, y'all. So... And if I scroll past any of the greetings, I apologize. I want to make sure I get to the questions just because I don't know how limited my time is with you guys right now. So let me see if we have any questions, okay? Tamila, I see you, babe. Thank you so much for tapping in, and I hope you and baby are doing well. Again, you guys, Tamila is fresh out postpartum. She just had her baby. And Tamila says to the mama who shared that she was going back to work, her handle is, let me see it. Sana'i Ali. So shout out to Sana'i Ali, and we're sending you love and support. We have some support here for you on YouTube saying that we hope you find a job, okay? Tamila also says, my girls can eat a lot. Right now they are sleeping, thank God. I know it can be a lot, man. Definitely 1000%. And Aaliyah says, you look so nice. I'm a year postpartum and still trying to get back to looking good. You're killing it. Thank you, Mama. Thank you. And that's something that we talked about earlier, too, was things that we can do to make sure that we're feeling okay inside. And for me, just for anybody who wasn't here for the live earlier, I made sure to shower. I know that sounds like such a small thing, but when you're fresh out of the hospital and with the baby, sometimes you can be so overwhelmed and exhausted that you don't get your daily shower in. Or if you're somebody who does 2 showers a day, and you can go a couple days because you're so overwhelmed. So going into it, I made it a point to make sure that I showered and brushed my hair, put on maybe some stud earrings, just something to make myself feel better, so that I wasn't just walking around the house in like a milk stained gown or yesterday's clothes or whatever the case may be, which are very realistic situations for a lot of moms. So thank you so much, Anna Lee. And if you guys want to share what y'all did, what did you do to make sure that you were okay? Like for you personally, what were some things that you know, some standards that you had to maintain for yourself when you came home to make sure that you could get through the day? Another thing that we talked about was sneaking away to get a pedicure. We had a few moms tap in the other day saying that yes, like a pedicure is overdue. And I know as women, sometimes that's something that can make such a huge difference for us, just knowing like my nails are good or my feet are good or my hair is good or my eyebrows are done or little things like that that can go undone when you're fresh out with a baby. Hey mom, hey Joni, welcome back mama. Analia says, my baby is sick this week. Been throwing up and diarrhea, waking up 3-4 times a night. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Do you know what's wrong? Have you, has a doctor tested and given you like any feedback on what could be going on with baby? That sucks so hard too. Another thing that we always have to be ready and able to juggle is when our children get sick and we're up through the night and maybe we have to go to work the next day. Hi, Papa. I see you. I hear you. Yeah, let's clean your nose, okay? Let's clean that little nose. Okay, you want to say hello? All right, let's say hello. Let's say hello to the toot. Let's say hello to the Papa, okay? Okay. Hi, Papa. But yeah, so learning how to navigate feeling exhausted, like your baby is waking up 2, 3, 4 times a night. You can't get them to sleep. They can't breathe. They're crying. They're frustrated. You're exhausted. That can be something that's really hard to deal with. I remember my 2-year-old, once she hit 2, I mean, the nasal drainage just didn't stop. We went a few months actually, where she was just getting back-to-back ear infections. I mean, if any moms can relate, it was an ear infection every single 2 weeks. We were in urgent care until we finally ended up getting her tubes to help prevent those. But once she hit 2, man, and to this day, the sinus infections and the amount of mucus drainage that my daughter gets out of her nose, it still like gives me PTSD or some kind of anxiety, I think would be a better way to describe it. It gives me anxiety because I can't get her out the door in the morning without making sure that I have a suction bulb with me at all times just to make sure that she can breathe. I can't send her to bed at night without suctioning her nose. And she's 4 years old. And this has been our routine for the last 2 years. We had so many nights when we were just up at night. I remember laying on the bathroom floor with her, just on the floor, and I put one of those Vicks shower tabs, the ones that dissolve in the shower, just me and her in there breathing it in, because she would have some really long, hard nights, man. So I'm glad that we're past that phase. But shout out to the moms who are dealing with that. And that's what Analia just expressed, that she's had, her baby has diarrhea and was throwing up. So I hope that you guys are able to get him feeling better soon. And Pedialyte, if you're not already giving him Pedialyte, always if they're throwing up or have diarrhea for dehydration, we want to make sure we get them those electrolytes. Oh, she says, yes, she has gastroenteritis. She's been given nausea medicine. I have a toddler and the 1-year-old, so I'm exhausted this week. Oh my God. So sending you love and positivity, Analia. That's definitely not something that's easy to balance, man. Having all those young babies and then having a sick baby, one of your kids being sick on top of that. So I know you're exhausted, and just keep your head up. I hope you have someone there to help support you and give you assistance with the kids, man. Amina Hussein. Hey, Amina. Yes, he is. Hey, Mommy Khalid. Yes, he's 2 months old. Tamil says, hi, Dad, hi. And Ani Hassan says, sorry, is she 2 months? No, it's a little boy. And yes, he is 2 months old. He's actually 11 weeks. So I am going to tap in real quick with the TikTok family and get some of these comments read off the screen. So I appreciate y'all's patience. And again, if anybody is new here, I like to shout out every single person as they come in the chat. So if I've missed any names, I apologize. And if it takes me a little while to get to your comment, that's the reason. I do try to read every single comment and to acknowledge everybody as they come in, okay? So let me just scroll through and get back to the top with TikTok, you guys. So I have a lot of people to shout out here as they have joined. I'm going to read out everybody's name. It's Q, Angela, user 7726, Tashelle, Blueberry, Sassy, Mira, Ellie, Joy Testimony, hey mama, Sherry Maldonad, Jay, Mary Palmer, Naima, hey mama. Naima says good afternoon, just had a big blowout from my baby boy. So he just had a midday bath. I love that, man. I love that. And those midday baths helps calm them down and kind of get them relaxed. So maybe you can get a little bit of rest. Maybe that'll make him a little sleepy. Yes, I hear you. Yeah. Say, I was taking a nap, but then I heard my mom trying to be productive. So I had to make sure that I got involved. But I love that, Naima. I love, she said her baby boy had to get a bath for the blowout. So shout out to you and baby boy. Franyeli, Tashelle says, good afternoon. I'm doing October. Congratulations, mama. So Tashelle is in her first trimester. Congratulations to Tashelle and her family. They're expecting baby in the fall, okay? Jay says, what products do you use in your hair? Jay, I actually mentioned this in one of my last videos. I am not a, I'm not a girly girl kind of person. I don't use much in my hair. My husband actually had some Shea Moisture shampoo because he has braids. So he does more hair care than I do. And I just use some of his Shea Moisture shampoo. Right now I have some Eco Gel, slicking it down. And I think I might have one of those moisturizing conditioners. But I don't have a set hair routine or anything like that. I just go with whatever I have in my bathroom at the time. Cam, welcome. Lorraine, how are you, mama? Taylor, hey, Taylor. Amy, Asia. Tashelle says, I'm starting a new job and finding out I'm newly pregnant. When do you suggest telling your job? So I think the rule of thumb is kind of closer to 20 weeks. You want to make sure that you're securing your pregnancy, and you don't necessarily have to feel pressure to share those intimate details with your employer when you're so, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. You don't have to share that, but a lot of people would recommend closer to the 5, 4, or 6 month mark if you want to see what works best for you, and then just kind of start familiarizing yourself with what your job's policies are as far as for accommodations that can be made as you go through your pregnancy, and then what their policies are for maternity leave. Have you already enrolled in your benefits program and their insurance? Have you guys done open enrollment yet? What is that looking like for you guys? Tashelle. Call me new, welcome. And Esther, welcome back, mama. Esther, I love Esther. Esther always shows a lot of love, okay? Esther'sTheBomb.com. Arima, Juliet, Tricelyn, welcome you guys. Welcome everybody. Kifu, User Grammar RN, Esther Joseph, Rock Rusty, Vicky. Hey guys. Thank you guys for the love in the live, okay? Any taps and love on the screen is greatly appreciated. Sammy Sue, Tamira, welcome. This Boodug, I'm sorry if I misread that. Devadisi, Bunny Rabbit, Sheldy, Stephanie, Donna, Gina, Grown Folks, Stony, Tamara Roston, Lucy, burp him. Lucy says to burp him. You know what? Did I not burp him, Lucy? Let me see if he needs to burp. Thank you for that reminder. You gonna burp, Papa? Sneeze, more of a sneeze than a burp. Okay, he doesn't like to have his nose cleaned. What baby likes to have their nose cleaned? So I'm going to continue reading you guys as I scroll. John Nash, Sammy, thank you, Sammy. Bobby Kiki says, get nasal spray. It helps keep it moist. So I do have the nasal spray. I do have the saline mist that comes with the Mama Frida snot sucker, and that's what I've been using with him lately. Bobby Kiki, thank you so much for the follow. You'll get him You'll help. Yeah, so I do, Lucy, I do generally keep him sitting up, especially with the congestion. And these are instructions that I've even given his daycare teachers, as to keep him sitting up most of the time. I apologize if I was a little bit distracted. So I appreciate you guys keeping me on track here. La Toxica, Amber, Josh, welcome all of you guys. Laugh, love. KB says, I had three C-sections. Wow. Okay, so she says October 3rd. Is that October 3rd, or is that March 3rd? I'm not reading that date correctly, but oh no, you're telling me the age of your children. So she has a 10-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So a three C-section mommy here. Shout out to the C-section mommies. Again, that's definitely a difficult situation to go through. My mother had 3 C-sections, and I know that everybody heals differently. So how are you doing, man, after that? And thank you for the follow. Sydney says, my 25-month-old hasn't been napping, but he is right now. My mommy heart is so happy. So shout out to Sydney, man. She's got some downtime, finally got the baby down for a nap. It can be really difficult, man, to get some quiet time during the day when you have a toddler running around. So I'm glad to hear that he's giving you a little bit of a break. KB is shouting out Sydney. Mariah says, hello. What do you use for baby acne if your baby has ever experienced it? My baby girl is 6 weeks. I kind of just let my baby's acne go away on its own, Mariah. And even when I took him in for his checkups during those first few weeks, that's what the doctor called it. They were like, just like, oh, you know, it's baby acne. And it kind of cleared on its own, but it would really come to like a full head, like a full white head, something that you would see on adult. And it does seem a little bit alarming and kind of uncomfortable to see your baby with acne on their face, especially at so young. But as far as I know, it is very normal, and I didn't treat it with anything in particular. I just bathed him and moisturized with coconut oil as normal. I didn't do anything special for it. And then KB says, when you look good, you feel good. Absolutely, 1000%. Even when we're walking around in our nursing gowns in the house and nobody can see us, it does help to make sure that you feel comfortable with yourself. Hey sis, Alasia says, yes, finally getting my nails done after having my baby as we speak. Awesome, awesome. She says, shalom, sis, shalom, honey. Alasia has a little girl named Amara. Her little girl, I think, should be close to 3 months now. So shout out to her for doing that self-care and getting out there and getting her nails done. KB says, my baby is finally drinking whole milk. At first, he was not interested. Okay, that's awesome, man. This formula is definitely expensive. And that breast pumping and breast milk can be really, really taxing. So I'm really happy that baby is drinking whole milk and taking some pressure off of mom and maybe that bank account as well. Depressed says, where is daddy at? Daddy is at work. KB says, my kids stay with some boogers. I think we all have that experience with our kids, right? To some extent, the dealing with the congestion and the nose drainage, especially if your child is in daycare or if they go to school, it's very easy for them to pick up. And even the young ones, man. I didn't expect my son to get congestion so young. I was actually really disappointed that it happened that way. But I mean, I can't do anything about it. I know, Papa. All right. All right, yes, I know. But yeah, they definitely stay congested around here, unfortunately. Love, P.S. Love Morgan says, look at this cute baby. Thank you, P.S. Love Morgan. Thank you for the love, Mama. Ty loves the Tay says, ear infections are the worst. Ear infections are the absolute worst because your baby is lethargic, they have fever, they're fussy, they're in pain, and then they can happen consistently back to back to back to back. When I tell you we were living in the urgent care, you guys, so absolutely, ear infections are a pain in the butt, to say the least. Sissy says, so cute. P.S. Love Morgan says, it's like she's reading the comments. Yeah, I know, his face, that's what a lot of people say. His face being in the screen and seeing you guys looking at the screen, so it looks like he's a little engaged. Charlotte, thank you for the follow, Mama. Esther says to depressed user, her husband travels a lot for work. Thank you so much, Esther. Thank you for filling the family in here on TikTok. Stasia, welcome, Mama. Thank you so much for the love. Katie, thank you for the share. Jada says, oh my God, them nights in the bathroom while my baby is sleeping, just letting him get the steam was so hard. Do we have any moms? And y'all tap in on YouTube, man. If we have any moms in here that also had to hang out with the baby in the bathroom and having to deal with that late night congestion and your kid not being able to breathe, you're not getting any sleep, they're not getting any sleep. Those nights are definitely really, really tough to get through. Myrelli, welcome, mama. Thank you so much for the follow. Maddie says he's so cute. He looks just like you. Thank you, Miss Daly. Shout out to Miss Daly. Miss Daly is a bomb.com. Miss Daly, Esther. Thank you, ladies, for always being here. She says to Mariah Brown, breast milk if you're breastfeeding. Other than that, keep her skin clean and dry. So this was in response to Mariah asking about baby acne. Right, Miss Daly? Miss Horn, hey, Miss Rachel. So Miss Rachel, y'all, is my daughter's. Miss Rachel is in a chat on TikTok. Miss Rachel, if you're still here, oh my God. She's my daughter's first daycare teacher, and she knows I was one of those pain in the butt particular parents, always checking in, always having, you know, please don't do this, please don't do that. So I'm so happy to see Miss Rachel in here, y'all. Shout out to her. Alicia. All right, y'all, I lost my place on the TikTok side. If y'all know me, y'all know I stay losing my place over here, man. Give me 1 second. Once I find my place on TikTok, I'm going to tap in with the YouTube family and just make sure we're hitting all these comments and greeting everybody as they come in. All right, so I'm pausing on TikTok. YouTube family says, Joni says, hello, beautiful baby boy. Analia, okay, yes, Analia was telling us that her daughter has gastroenteritis. What, Papa? Yeah? You want to try to sit up? You want to try your pacifier? No, you don't want it. What about your rattle? So I did notice that he's starting to develop his fine motor skills. Yes, Papa. For anybody that might be scrolling by, we're not just sitting here entertaining my son. We're having a conversation, but I'm trying to balance both things at once. Yes, I have a dirty nose. Yes, I do. All right, I'm done. I'm done. All right. Gastroenteritis. So Annie, okay, we talked about how old he is, 2 months old. That's right. And Aaliyah says, moms are superheroes. We put our babies before ourselves. You're doing amazing. Love the community you're building. Thank you so much, Analia. And I appreciate you guys being here. I always appreciate any feedback that the moms are giving about advice or tips and tricks. Miss Daly always does that, and I love that about her. When Miss Chen is in here, she does that as well. And then Traveling Tootie, when she's on TikTok, she's like super mom mode also. She also gives a lot of tips and tricks. Exo Annalisa, she says, hey, your video's been popping up and hoping things get better. You got this. I have an 11-month-old son. So shout out to Exo Annalisa. Yeah, her baby is coming up on a year old. Hello, Sandra. Helen Sandra. Hey, mama, how are you? Annie Hawson, are you a doctor? No, I'm not a doctor, Annie. Also, guys, I do not give any sort of medical advice. So anytime you guys, if you've ever been on any of my lives, I always recommend that you tap in with your OB and get medical guidance on any kind of postpartum depression that you might be experiencing, or if we have any ladies who tap in here about any pain, pelvic pain, or pain after delivery, we always recommend, myself and the ladies in the chat, that you guys touch base with your doctor. So please don't take anything that I say as medical advice. I am not a medical doctor. What, Papa? Yes, I see you. All right. I'm done. Okay. Breast milk works for acne. So we have another mom checking in here. Luwama, she says that breast milk work for acne. So just to double down on that for the TikTok chat. Ms. Daly said that as well. Annie Hassan says, what milk do you give him? We started him off, he obviously started with breast milk. I wasn't producing until my 4th or 5th day when I got home. So we did purchase donor milk from the hospital. And then when the donor milk ran out, we started him on Enfamil. And I kind of noticed that he was getting a little fussy, so we weren't sure if it was related to colic, and we switched him to Similac 360 Pro. So that's what he's on right now. And he did formula and breast milk probably until about 9 weeks. And at that point, my breast milk stopped producing. So he's been, on formula exclusively for the last couple of weeks. Thank you, Rux. I appreciate that. Like that. Rux, you're so sweet. She says, I did not look like this postpartum. Everybody is different. You know, everybody's postpartum journey is different. Some moms really go through really, really deep depressions in postpartum, and it's really hard for us to kind of get back into the groove and rhythm of being ourselves or being a version of ourselves that we recognize. So there's definitely there's no comparison, man. It hits us all a little bit differently. And I think I had to, like a lot of moms like myself, and you have to kind of strap up your boots and get back on, get back to your job a little earlier than you expected. You just got to go with the flow. Loggy Log says, oh my goodness. Hi, 20 months postpartum. Feels like yesterday. And I also look as though I had her yesterday. Listen, y'all, being a mom is hard, man. My husband was here the other day, and we were headed out the door. I can't remember what we were doing, and I threw my Skechers on, right? And my Skechers are beat up and Papa, I see you. Yes, I see you. Come, you want to talk? Come, say, my name is Papa. My name is Papa, and I'm a baby, and I was crying. So yes, Loggy, I was putting on my shoes, and my husband is looking down at my shoes, and I'm like, don't judge my shoes. He's like, you need to get some new shoes. Sometimes when you're a mom, man, I'm not concerned about getting my new shoes. I'm not concerned about purchasing new clothes. I'm concerned about getting these kids fed, washed, taken care of, out the door, to school on time so I can get to work on time, and so on and so forth. So my appearance isn't necessarily something that I prioritize outside of work. I'm usually always in sweats, and 9 times out of 10, the clothes that I'm wearing are thrifted, just like this shirt that I got on right now that I got for $2 at some thrift store at some point in time. So I totally understand that, Loggy Logs. Joni says, do you have a swing for your baby? Sometimes it helps to soothe them. I don't have a swing. I do have the little bouncer thing that you put them in, that they kind of like lay back and recline in. The battery, it does swing. Okay, so that thing does swing, but the battery died on it, and I don't know how to replace the battery, so I haven't been putting him in it because it's not swinging on its own right now. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Marley. Welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. All right, y'all. So we are going to tune back in with the YouTube family. Papa. All right, I see you. I hear you. I'm right here. It's okay. Just relax, okay? All right, so Alicia, welcome, Mama. Margaret, thank you so much for the follow. Just got to you, says, oh my God, look at the baby. And Erica says, hey, beautiful mommy and baby. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the love and the encouragement. Y'all feel free to engage with the live. Tap the screen. And Benny says, oh, look at the baby. And Rose, hey, Benny. Brenny, excuse me. Welcome, you guys. Miss Daly, I see your comment. I'm trying to scroll down to it, but I'm trying to bounce him at the same time. It looks like you're mentioning Cetaphil. So let's get to Miss Daly's comment, because she always gives some great tips and tricks here, okay? All right, so back to the baby acne. The recommendation to Mariah is we've used the Cetaphil moisturizer in the jar with the green lid, but it will go away. So Miss Daly says to try out the Cetaphil moisturizer with the green lid. But again, yes, the baby acne will kind of go away on its own. And if you guys can see, he still has some. Like, he has this little pimple over here, and then he has little red patches on his face. But at one point, it was really, really profound, I guess. Carla says, any thoughts on milk baths? Miss Daly says, happy Saturday night. I'm hey, Miss Daly, youtubomb.com. So Carla, I've not done a milk bath. The only thing I know about, I know oatmeal baths are good for things like skin irritations or eczema or whatever like that, but I'm not too familiar with milk baths, to be honest. That's not something that I have looked into. But if any moms have thoughts on milk baths for their babies. Papa. Okay, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to stand up with you? Do you want to stand up? Do you want to stand up? Let's see if... Okay. Kimmy, I see you. Hey, H. Hey, Sintera. Hi, you guys. Welcome. Login's okay. Oh, snap. We got Maggie checking in on YouTube from Nairobi, Kenya. Man, we have so many moms from across the world. That's so incredible. So earlier today, we had moms checking in from Norway, from UK. I can't remember where we checked in on the cities from the US, but that's really, really cool. Maggie, thank you so much for being with us. And for anybody who's just joining, we do have the TikTok family and the TikTok family and the YouTube family. So if I'm alternating between screens, that's the reason why. Emmy says, have you tried the US brand, women/minority owned brand out of Canada? What's the product, Emmy? And welcome, honey, welcome. Thank you for being here. Slim, he is 11 weeks old. Miss Daly says, hi, handsome. Nicolia says, oh, I'll take this one. You can go have another. Girl, I don't know about that. I don't know if that is in the cards for me. Nay says, oh my gosh. Cute baby. Yes, Papa. Can I get that? Can I get the boogie? No? What about this? 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 Okay. Okay, you're up. You're up. You're up. You're up. You're bouncing. Yes, yes, yes. If I give you kisses, is that better? Is that better than Papa? Oh, okay. Mommy's bouncing you. I'm bouncing you. Okay, gifting suspended. This behavior is not in line with our policies. What the heck is going on with these people, man? It's unclear why I got this restriction. These people are crazy. Okay, anyways. Kimmy, hey Aaliyah, hey Kimmy, hey Nay. Thank you guys for the compliments. Thank you guys for the good vibes and good energy. Hey Princess. All right. Y'all, thank you for your patience. I really thought I was going to be on here. I had set it up. I was like, ooh, I'm going to set it up for 12:40. I'll have a good hour before he wakes up. No, that's not what happened. Okay, are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Am I free to engage, sir? Nay, Miss Daly, Erica, thank you guys. Okay, so I'm spamming your live with all the likes. Can't keep doing your things. I appreciate you, Mom. Thank you, Awesome Mom. Awesome Mom 9920. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love, man. Thank you. Lady Rika, welcome. Nay, thank you so much, Mama. Brett Mia, thank you for the follow. Erica to Mariah, again, back on the baby acne. We have another mom checking in about breast milk. They say breast milk works wonders. Queen Tia, thank you so much, Miss Daly. Queen Tia, Tania, welcome. Naima also uses breast milk for her baby acne. Queen Tia, she is 6 weeks. She is big. Queen Tia has a six-week-old baby, so shout out to her. Congratulations. I'm battling postpartum depression so hard. So Tanya is going through postpartum depression. Tanya, tap in. Let us know how you're doing and what you're doing to combat that. And if you had an opportunity, again, to check in with your OB to see if they can refer you to a specialist that might be able to give you some steps on how to take care of yourself. Pink Charm, hey mama, how are you? KT, oh my gosh, cuteness. Soy Boricua, welcome, welcome. KK, welcome. Shayla says, this is the cutest. Thank you so much, Shayla. Thank you for the follow, KK. Mucha, welcome, welcome. Candy, thank you, Candy. Lady and B. Parker, oh my gosh, she is so handsome. Thank you, guys. Barbara, Sugar Shay, Deborah, Dorshel. Beautiful, buy some plants. I'm not a plant person. Do we have any plant moms in the chat, man? I have not been able, I don't know that I've ever been able to keep a plant alive, whether it was a little one or a big one. What about you guys? Miss Daly is sending Tanya hugs and love and strength. And she says she hopes you've spoken to your doctor. So do we have any other moms who are struggling with postpartum? I think I had... two really bad days with like the depression, the sadness part, and then I had one really bad outburst for like postpartum rage or postpartum anger. What about you guys? Come on, Papa. Jasmine, welcome. Kay, welcome. Y'all, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I need to change his diaper and clean his nose. Calm down. I just got to do this diaper change, you guys. Thank you for your patience. Yes, Papa. Why are you giving mommy a hard time, man? I'll be right there, you guys. Thank you for your patience. All right, baby's fresh and clean. Let me try to find my spot. And I apologize for all the interruption, guys, but I don't know when I'm gonna have free time just to myself to check in with you guys, so I kind of just have to work with what I have. Again, I apologize for the back and forth. And I'm just scrolling through, making sure that I touch base with everybody here. Y'all bear with me so I can find my place in the comments. Alasia. Okay, we have some moms in here that are PP, that are still having pains in their abdomen and their ribs. We have a recommendation for a nose Frida. We have a mom in here whose OB is neglecting her. Shalom, sis. Yakada, she's also pregnant. She's 30. She's like 30, probably like 32, 33 weeks pregnant right now. More recommendations for the saline solution. More recommendations for the baby swings. Just trying to get through all these comments, you guys. Just bear with me, and I'm going to read them out one by one in just a second. Okay, great. So we found our spot. We were talking to Tanya. Tanya's experiencing some postpartum depression. The squirrel emoji says she's a doll. Thank you so much, honey. It's a little boy. I know you can't tell sometimes. K Academia says, please don't show. I can't. This is the cutest chipmunk ever. Thank you so much, K Academia. We're getting the breast milk for the skin, the acne again. Cassandra says, what a cutie. You know what else I experienced, you guys, that I didn't go through with my daughter? The navel thing. So my son has the really protruding outie button. And, I've talked to the doctor about it, and she said that eventually as he gets older, it's going to kind of go away on its own as their abdominal muscles start to close. Do we have any other moms in here that are experiencing that with their baby's belly button? I didn't have that with my daughter. She didn't do that at all. And I don't know if it's because my son cried more when after he was born. Okay, are you calm now? Thank you, Cassandra. Chandrell, welcome you guys. That's so Taylor. Thank you guys. Thank you, Drea. Multitask mama. Oh my God, multitask is an understatement, right? She says, old mama sending some loves. Thank you, mama. Sweet Lady K says, how old is he? He's 11 weeks. Thank you, sweet. Thank you, Esther. Esther always looks out. I appreciate you. So Miss Daly says, Alasia, welcome, honey. Miss Daly says, does he like the swing? When my little one was a baby, the baby was a favorite. Okay, y'all. You guys, I think I'm gonna have to cut it short again today. I cut the other live this morning short too because baby needed some attention, and I think that's what's happening right now. I really thought he was gonna go down for a nap, but that's not the case, and I'm not able to give you guys my undivided like I'd like to. So we will have to reconvene on a different date. Let me see if we have any questions in the chat before I head out, you guys. I appreciate you guys tapping in. And again, I hate that I can't focus in right now. This is very disappointing to me. Yes, I've used a nose sucker. Yes, Papa. Okay, we're going right now, okay? Okay, so Latte says, yes, I'm 2 weeks PP and my ribs and abdomen ache still. How about anyone else? So does anybody else have pain in their abdomen and their ribs after 2 months of being postpartum? Do we have any moms that can share that experience? Hey, Betty. Thank you so much. Miss Get 'em Girl. Hey, hey, hey. So Chill Illy Chill says, aw, cute baby. I want to be a mom so bad. I unfortunately had a miscarriage. So sending lots of love to Chili. I think the proper term for that is rainbow baby. I'm very sorry to hear about your loss, mama. And I hope that you're doing okay physically, mentally, emotionally. You want to talk? Say hi. Say hello, 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 hello. Man, so, okay, if anybody did not get their comment read, I have been checking in with you guys during my lunch break at work because that's literally the only time that I don't have my son or my daughter with me. If you guys are able to tune in, I usually try to hop on between 12 noon and 2 p.m. Central Time. So if you guys are also on your lunch break or if y'all have some time mid-afternoon, y'all please tap in and maybe I can give you my undivided then. Gone with the Wind, how's it going? I'm just gonna scroll. Since we do need a play date, Alasia. Daily's Love, Exotic Slin, Harmony, Rhoda, Percy, State of Mind, Miss Daly. Miss Daly says, very, very true, but you deserve to have nice things too. So I was telling y'all about my busted Skechers, and Miss Daly is telling me I need to get myself together. No, I'm playing, but low key. He is congested, Consuelo, Elisa, and if I miss anybody's name, I'm just trying to make sure I scroll through these comments and see everything, you guys, and get any questions. Thank y'all for all the compliments and the loves. Helen Locklear, I see you. Jelly, she says, coming from a mom of 2, that is just cute little baby. Oh my gosh. Hey, Jelly, thank you so much for checking in. KD, thank you, KD. I did have a rocking chair, y'all, but I literally sat, or I do, it's still in his room. I sat in it and the freaking bottom, it was like an old school rocking chair that has kind of that wicker basket seat, and it literally caved in. So the rocking chair is out of commission. Miss Kiki, welcome. Chrissy, Princess Brianna, Jasmine. Sometimes they suspend gifting when kids are in live. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you, Miss Daly. Thank you, Kay, Chrissy. All right, y'all. Thank you, Miss Daly. I appreciate you, man. Miss Daly's telling me to give myself grace. Jen, hey, Jen. Hey, Mama, I didn't know you were in here. She says, my OB wants to induce me at 38 weeks. Should I do it? Do we have any feedback from any of the moms about getting induced? I didn't want to do it myself. Her doctor is recommending it at 38 weeks. Does anybody have any feedback that they'd like to share about induction? I will say that we've had mixed reviews about that. Some women say it worked for them. Some women say it didn't. Some women have had the balloon experience going into labor. And again, that has been hit or miss with some moms. So every situation is different. Feel free to share what yours has been. All right, y'all, I think I'm pretty caught up on the comments on, hey, Sammy, hey, Aaliyah, hey, Goku, hey, Lawlin. I do got to get out of here. He's very, very fussy, and I cannot engage with you guys the way I want to, unfortunately. But I know y'all understand mom duty calls, right? But y'all check in with Jen Wave and let her know what your thoughts are on getting induced. And then to answer the question that we had earlier about the abdominal and rib pain, Kiara says, yeah, I felt that up until a month postpartum. I'm 2 months now and still have back pain from the epidural. I am right there with you, Kiara. I had those back pains. It's the weirdest thing, man, for that back pain from the epidural shots. And it's not like standard back pain. It's like for me, it's like a weird soreness. And thank you guys for the understanding in the chat. Rade, Black Garcia. All right, y'all. I'm wrapping it up, y'all. I gotta get out of here. I haven't eaten today or anything, so I really wanted to stay and connect a little bit longer, but I'm gonna try to time these a little bit ahead of time so I can at least send a notification when I'll be live. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I hope to connect with you guys soon. And I also hope to have some more content up. It just takes a little while. For any other moms out there who are balancing content creation while you have children, it takes a little while sometimes to edit the video and do all that stuff. So that's why I really haven't been posting shorts, and I've been taking advantage of the opportunity to connect with you guys on live because I really just haven't had the time to sit down and concentrate and focus on my video editing. So again, I really appreciate you guys, and tap in with me if y'all can on the next live. I'll see y'all then. And we'll also, the next time I come in, I also want to go over some more of those moms. So if you're a mom who commented on that video about how you're feeling postpartum, I will be shouting you guys out. There's like, I think another 40 or 50 comments for me to go through, and I do want to shout out all those mamas, okay? All right, y'all.